oh boy, are the markets in another awkward position. The crypto markets, the NASDAQ, the ES, the S&P, they all seem to be in this little position that, depending on what comes out Wednesday, will probably again set the pace for, in my opinion, the rest of the quarter. What's going on, everyone? Tom here, the consultant. Welcome back to the channel. Today is it's Tuesday, January 31st, and the very last day of January. Again, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look into Bitcoin, technical analysis, and analysis of a couple of other things. But let's go ahead and dive in without further ado. Whew. This week is quite a bit of a loaded week. I think every investor and institution is pretty much on the edge of their seat, waiting to see what the FOMC, see what Jerome Powell has to say come Wednesday afternoon. So let's take a look here real fast. Actually, I'm going to look at ES. So I know this is crypto channel, but it's kind of been a little hard pressed to not cover NASDAQ and ES since Bitcoin with the way Bitcoin is kind of coupled with the waves of the market, more particularly the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and the Dow, and that's most largely due to the fact that we have much larger institutional players, larger big whales that are more centralized in nature. There's a pretty decent coupling between the two, so it only makes sense to kind of cover both in a little bit of that. So let's gonna look at this. If you notice, so we had this upward channel coming out of, I think this is the end of October 2022. Again, this is a 4-hour chart, guys. Coming out of the mid of October, we did kind of have this somewhat bull run going, leading us out of the basically the end of the year. Well, actually no, middle of December, because we had more of a, I don't know, I guess that's kind of a Christmas sell-off, but who's counting? But it looks like we hit our, I think, the beginning of the December high. So we hit the high here earlier Friday, which is typically, I don't like to do bull runs on Friday, because we typically, I think we tend to sell off coming into Monday. Not always, but the high is where we capped out at, dating back from the beginning of December. So not necessarily, that much of a major top. I don't know if I would call that a major top, but it is right now, as it does pose some significance for us. So today's turn down is mostly in my opinion, this is my opinion, mostly in preparation for the Wednesday announcements. So whatever we're going to hear Wednesday, I'm hoping that this is dialing in, this is prepping, trying to price in some of the move that we are expecting. Now, I could be wrong, it could just be floating down and then just completely fall through the floor. Let's just hope it doesn't fall through the floor. But 3,900 is definitely not past us yet. 3,900, I think with Wednesday's news, is definitely possible, depending if the Fed decides to do another rate hike. Now, if they do another rate hike on Wednesday, I think 3,900 is definitely in the picture, and we could potentially even see a little bit lower, but let's hope not, for the rest of the week. Now the flip side, which I'm going to show you here on the NASDAQ, which kind of, I think, shows a little bit different picture. At least when I draw it, it'll make a little bit more sense. Now the flip side is going to be if they decide to do nothing. Okay, now if they decide to do nothing, I think we may see a continuation to the upside, and all of this, what we see for Monday and probably today, since the markets, futures markets are still pulling back, they're still rolling down, here through the after hours. I'm hoping if Wednesday, if they remain to do nothing for the rate hike, or sorry, if they decide not to do a rate hike and they just keep it the same, they're satisfied with it, I think it's going to be positive, and I think we are probably going to see a continuation to the upside. Not financial advice. Please do not trade off of that. I would prefer to wait until after the announcement, or not at all. I don't plan on trading anything on Wednesday. I don't like to trade that kind of news. But in kind of prepping for this, I did notice this. That looks a little interesting. What is that? That looks like a cup and handle. Right here, cup and handle. And what happens in it with a cup and handle? Once it reaches its area of probably consolidation, typically goes back up. Okay, I found that to be quite interesting. However, we don't have a full formation of a candle yet. Okay, we have this right here, we have this, and we have this. So what does this really tell us? Really nothing. No, all jokes aside here. Ideally, what we want to look for in the handle here is, exactly what we would normally look for is support. And if we look back here within this consolidation zone, which is quite choppy. But we want to look. We want to look to the left. We want to look for consolidation zone that can be useful support. However, I don't really see that this is very useful support. So, given that, if we look at probably what we can consider nearest support, which is probably going to be about 11,500, so 11,500, which I don't think anyone really wants to see. But it's definitely possible. I don't think, especially with the news, around Wednesday, people could be fearing for Tuesday leading out of during into the market close. We could see a little bit more downside. So, just kind of an observation. I think this is definitely possible, and the end result of a successful cup and handle is more upside. So. But again, it's all going to be dependent off of what we see in here with Wednesday's announcement, which let's flip back over. I'll show you guys here. Wednesday's announcement is Wednesday. We've got quite a bit. So we've got non-farm employment first thing before. Well, it's not first thing. It's still pre-market 8:15. That's Eastern Standard Time, UTC -5, ISM manufacturing PMI at 10, JOLTS jobs at 10, and the fund starts at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with FOMC statement, fund rates, and press conference. So that is going to be a fun hour or hour and a half. So I do heed caution unless you're a news trader, which I am not. I can't give you any advice on that. So, but actually, I will take a moment here to direct you guys to kind of the new website. I kind of have been touching on this a little bit over the past few videos. That the website is coming. It is up. It is here. It is live. You can go to the website and you can sign up for free, and you can get all the newsletters for free right now. And later on, yes, there is going to be premium, but I promise you, this is going to be like nothing you've ever seen any other trading platform do before. I promise you, stay tuned. This is something that you are going to want to sign up for. I kid you not. There will be more coming around the premium. No, it's not going to be indicators. No, it's not going to be free themes, or it's not going to be profit targets and signals. I don't do that shit. Okay, if that's your thing, this is not your channel. I don't give signals. I give analysis. I give pats on the back and fun stuff like that. Right? Okay, so. Be on the lookout for that. Again, go to consultant.trade. You can sign up for free. You can sign up for the premium right now. Don't do that. Okay, I'm encouraging. Do not sign up for the premium right now. There's really nothing that I'm doing with it. I just can't turn it off, or I just don't want to take the time to turn it off. So anyway, let's go back to Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin. This is kind of where things are going to get a little hairy. I think, given the news leading up through the week, like I was saying before, we've already started to price in a little bit of the pullback here with today's downtrend, or it's more of like a little bit of a sell-off across the board, but we are still within this consolidation zone. So my thought is we are still going to remain in this consolidation zone, definitely for Tuesday. However, I think depending on where Monday takes us, we will either probably come back down, somewhere within, I'm actually thinking, okay, maybe not that, hold on, this right here. I think there's a dot there. Why is there a dot there? Whatever. Honestly, I think we are probably going to come around this area, depending on what happens for Wednesday. At the absolute worst, we will make it back down here at the 20,000 level. Unless the Fed plans on doing something absolutely stupid, which I wouldn't leave it out of this administration's playbook, but absolute worst case scenario, I think we end up going back down to 18, and then whatever that decides to do for going forward, I don't know. Anything's possible at that point. However, I am actually somewhat on the right side of the rates. What's to be expected. I think, this is just my opinion, I think that best case scenario we get is they leave it the way it is. They don't do a rate hike. They say that they're comfortable with where the economy is going. Okay, the words are pretty important. I think we end up seeing a push, a good push towards 25. At that point, we start to see institutions claiming to start buying in this area. In this area, right? We start seeing institutions announcing, oh, hey, let's buy Bitcoin, all this other stuff. Big investors, big gurus, all of this are going to be making this push. And then honestly, I think there is definitely going to be a big liquidity crunch here in the 30,000 mark. I think all of these institutions are going to be pushing here so they can take profits and take a little bit load off. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the game, especially when you're a large institution, a large investor. When you have a couple $1 million worth of an asset, you can't just drop it off at all in one trade, or even over the period of about a week. You end up with these little profit targets. I'm doing this backwards here, but you get the point. You got to find areas of good liquidity in order to dump your stuff. So that, in my opinion, is what investors are going to be looking for, institutions are going to be looking for. That's also kind of why I'm a little a little bit more on the bullish side for this week. I think there's gonna be a push to say the economy's doing fine, you know, because who knows? The White House will publish the numbers that they want, you know, giving consumer confidence and stuff like that. But you know, I think ultimately the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, and the other bobbleheads we see around mainstream media will do the rest of the sweeping. So, all right. Other than that, guys, that is really it. That's all I got for the analysis of Bitcoin. I touched on the S&P 500, or I guess some of you would be the US 500 or the US 100 if you're doing the NASDAQ, if that's your thing. Kind of that analysis between those three. I kind of want to leave it at that at the moment. Other than that, check out the website, theconsultant.trade. Go over there, check that out, sign up for free. If you're interested in any of the tools, check out the website. I do have a tools page. There's some discounts in there that I've added for jigsaw trading if order flow and order flow education is something that you're interested in. I think there's one in there that you can get about $150 to $200 off. It's really great option, especially if you're looking to dive into that. I would highly recommend it. Other than that, you know, I got Quantower. I've got some discounts there for TopStep as well. Go ahead, check those out. I have some of those in the link in the description as well. But other than that, guys, I will see you in the next one. Later.